Are you ready for this? I can't hear you. Right here. Now, I didn't notice this. What I initially see here, roughly small device, I can see the size and scope of it. I don't initially notice that the pyramids are the exact same pyramids that I like to abuse. I didn't know. But why are you now saying that you believe that this product is a real thing? Well, because I listened to the guy, and when he got into where he was talking about the different combinations of creatures that were communicating to him, man, if I don't want to share that. It's his experience, but it really brings it back because I'm in my dad's room and I'm listening to the setup of the situation where I can be medbed at dad. It's even like they have the 1950s actual film in the 1980s actual MASH doorway into another time. For your people who haven't been able to follow me ever, probably the proud at least one mission control in his own town, because as this day started very strange and I was very looking at some other person's place, that just means I'm a person. It's not very often that I'm actually looking into someone else's space. And then had recent, it didn't immediately impact me to become the subscriber experiencer and grow with the individual. I didn't have any concept of that in any useful form that wouldn't just turn into jello. There's no other way to say that that's about as useful as fucking tits on a bull to somebody outside of Texas. Are you calling me a fag? No. What are you doing then? You're weirding me out, making me feel weird? Yes, I'm making myself notice this in the new sort of way. I've got it. What difference does it matter now? Look, I have over-abused myself in a known way, especially when it comes to I can take this drug substance and I can multitask. What I know about multitasking, I've mostly had in my own personal experience. But science says when you multitask, you actually accomplish 0% of either task. I don't know how it goes all the way to 0. That's not really my point. The point is this, that if you have something like that and it affects your 5th chakra, your throat, my father's experience for those problems, way more of a multiplier to get into the head than I would let you just do in my house. So let me put the focus on it. In the movement of the house, when I enter into his room, my behavior changes and I'm aware of it. How I move through the house end to end, I'm pretty methodically using it as much as I can as an amplification effect when I'm outside. Kitty Cat seems to agree, and I sprinkled some fucking catnip on his head just to drive it home. Why? What purpose did that serve? Other than I shared the experience of having something fall on my head? And then animal for me? All animal for me then. And then I have animal problems too, and we don't share with animals the problems we humans don't wish to human the animal up. That sounds very convoluted. Okay, I watched, because I've oriented myself differently to the TV box, and I'm placing my back firmly square against this warfare effort, especially when it starts combining with fighting Russian president shit. Why? Because Biden and the president should not be. The brake I can pull, I find it. In desperation for my life, I reach into myself and I pull and I get one thing that I figure's got to be the brake. And I pull it with everything I've got. I fucking do. That's just a mechanistic response for wanting to feel things, killing myself, trying to put it forward, and now today actually asking my community friends that came over, hey, I can be a fuck up like you were, and I want a family. Without the, greedy, disqualifying effect. And I love family. I love that family. I had a great night. We sang songs and we played shit totally unscheduled. The one man calls me and what is he to me? He's all the problems, solutions involved for one person I know. It's some woman that you might put your penis in. That would be very incorrectly correct. In a sort of, if you're a mystical shaman, you're doing psychic work with your own drives, here you go. So yes. So you're experiencing some real ass shit. I have been, yes, for a while. Especially in regards to pyramids. That in that box right there, he's got them. Now I gave my whole community every motherfucking one away. The last one, for the last person, and I need that person to sign on, because that person had all the equip to fuck me over. In my heart. They tell me, you're stupid and fucked up. You can't even talk right. Crumbled it, melted my heart. But you know what? That was a setup. Because with the church, when you're reactive, you stand on this square, I'm calling it a trap. You can choose the emotional drunk and go forward, and you love it. You might be on that fucking Trump shit. You might be on some other shit. You might be methylated, about to fuck some pussy. Whatever you want to say is your fucking golden goose. But you put it forward in your mind. You know every damn step it's going to take you. It arises and it falls. It's a process. So yes, when I stood in that square and I knew what I was doing, I was disqualified. I went through the emotions of anger, but I didn't have less wisdom. I had just the first fruit of the wisdom to be able to move through that heart space and then begin the healing of the wound. Why? Because you can't take any fucking yellow through your heart chakra and get to blue and have any green. What? You have to have that blue reflect and become the green. Whoa. I don't even know. The answers are there when the path is found. You get problems when you get off path. I didn't even know. I didn't like the color blue. I didn't mostly pay any attention to wisdom. Wisdom? You avoided it because of blue? Yes, and I'm sorry. And I fucking snubbed yellow and it showed up. And it made me pay a heavy price. And now I'm back to normal, non-toxic love. But I'm hopeful, a little lower on my own pole. Here I go. So if you would please go with me here on this, I would enjoy. You know he means that shit. He does.